All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Visit Milwaukee webinar. My name is Peggy Williams-Smith, and I'm the President and CEO of Visit Milwaukee. On today's webinar, we're going to hear from our very own Performance Marketing Manager, Alex Zimdars, as she shares highlights and insights from our partner, Zartico, along with key takeaways on visitor behavior from a busy Milwaukee summer. But before we dive into that, we're going to welcome in our friends from United Way, who are going to share some of the good work their organization does, in addition to how you and your organizations can get involved. And as a board member, I know just how important the work that United Way does each and every day in our community. So I do hope that you will choose to get involved. Let's start with this October STAR report. You're going to notice slight growth year over year for both the county and downtown in nearly every statistical category. In October, we saw an uptick in demand for hotel rooms throughout the area, with an over 4% increase, leading to an increase of 4.3% in occupancy and 3.6% downtown. In fact, according to our partners at Adara, Milwaukee was actually featured as the #1 destination for the highest year-over-year bookings for the Halloween window in the organization's latest World on Holiday report, with a year-over-year change of 279%. So that means what all you are doing to make Halloween spectacular is driving overnight stay here in Milwaukee. Throughout the month, we were also able to enjoy moderate temperatures with very little rain, making for a beautiful fall October to explore the destination and take in the fall colors. And of note, the Milwaukee Brewers played the New York Mets 6 times over 8 days. The Brewers closed out the regular season against New York, only to face them again in the playoffs just 2 days later. Driving visitors to Milwaukee the following day, Villain Arts Tattoo Fest brought an estimated 12,000 visitors. And capping a busy weekend, festivities for the Lakefront Marathon kicked off on Saturday, October 5th, which included a sold-out half marathon and the newly added 5K Walk of Hone, all which attracted around 9,000 athletes on Saturday and Sunday. Before we move into today's partner updates, I'd like to take a moment to recognize our new and returning partners from the month of October. We are so glad to have you aboard and can't wait to showcase all of the incredible things that your organizations do that help make our city a great place to live, work, and of course, visit. Speaking of partners, I'm so excited to announce that Visit Milwaukee has reached a new milestone of 1,000 partners. This watershed moment is the first time our organization has cracked that 1,000 mark in our 56-year history. It's truly a testament to the work that my team does every day, from our Chief Marketing Officer, Josh Albrecht, to our Senior Partnership Manager, Brian Kubel, our Partnership Specialist, Maria Strand, to the rest of our marketing communications team who promote your businesses to visitors and media, and our sales and event experience team who refer your organizations to clients, and the whole team who continues to make sure that we move Milwaukee forward. We love telling your stories. It's so important that you share every story that you have with us, whether you think it's important or not. There are different types of media that call us or groups that call us who are looking for something. And the more information you share with our team, the more we're able to share that with our partners throughout the country and the world. I also want to take a moment to thank each of the partners who have tuned into this webinar. Your faith in the work we do to promote the city, to meetings and convention and visitors and leisure travelers from around the world, your trust in our team to highlight your businesses, and your belief in our organization to build Milwaukee as a premier destination is really quite inspiring. We want to thank you to all of our past and present partners. And with that, we're going to hop into some partner updates. So to celebrate, we're throwing a party. Join us for the November Partner Mixer tomorrow and our 1,000 partner party from 4:30 to 7 at the Fitzgerald, a venue by the Pabst Theater Group. It's the perfect opportunity to mix and mingle with your fellow Visit Milwaukee partners while enjoying food, drinks, and a historic, beautiful venue. I also want to thank those who signed up today for our Marketing to the Meeting Planner event this afternoon. Every year, our sales team identifies meeting planners, both current and aspirational, to come to Milwaukee to spend a few days with us. They learn more about our city and provide valuable feedback about how we market and sell to them. They think through the lens as though they are the voice of the meeting planner community in exchange for us wining and dining them for the 2 days. This year, they've already had dinner with Chef Adam Pollock, toured several event venues, spend time at the Baird Center, and tonight we'll have a final dinner with them at the Miller Cave. Thanks everyone who helps to ensure that these very important guests have a great time in our city. November is Native American Heritage Month, and we're proud to celebrate the rich history and culture of Milwaukee's Native American community. You may have noticed our updated Visit Milwaukee logo this month, which incorporates the colors of the medicine wheel, a meaningful symbol representing the 4 directions, seasons, medicines, and races. Learn more about Milwaukee's deep Native American roots and find Native American-owned businesses in Milwaukee by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. First up, the 2025 U.S. Women's Open at Erin Hills. Tickets are now available for this exciting event with a special holiday offer. If you purchase $100 or more in tickets, you'll receive a holiday ornament featuring the 2025 U.S. Women's Open logo. The offer is valid from now through December 31st, and if you buy by November 30th, you'll get the ornament in time for the holidays. A perfect gift for that golf lover in your life. I know that I have a very big golf lover in my life, so I will be purchasing them. Next, mark your calendars for the Milwaukee Holiday Lights Festival kickoff extravaganza on Thursday at Pierre Marquette Park. This event will kick off the holiday season with over 500,000 twinkling lights shining bright in downtown Milwaukee. A huge shout out to our friends at Bid 21 Milwaukee Downtown for all they do to make sure that Milwaukee is absolutely the center of all things holiday for the season. They're going to have live music, dance performances, fireworks, free cookies and hot cocoa, and a visit from the Clauses themselves. If you can't make it, make sure to tune in to WISN 12 at 6:30 for a live broadcast. The Pabst Mansion is getting into the holiday spirit as well. Tomorrow from 5:30 to 7:30, the Mansion will host an exclusive opening reception for Christmas featuring holiday drinks, hors d'oeuvres, and live music. And I hear that one of my team members decorated one of the rooms so that Visit Milwaukee is perfectly highlighted. This is the way to celebrate the holiday season in style. Several of our local breweries, including Three Sheeps, Black Husky, Broken Bat, the Explorian Brew Pub, and more, are releasing special Black Friday beers this year. Make sure to check out their unique brews and support local this holiday season. In arts and culture news, the Milwaukee Art Museum is expanding its store starting tomorrow. The new space will feature a larger selection of merchandise and the return of some stunning Santiago Calatrava design display cases. Be sure to stop by and shop for your next gift or souvenir. Are you looking for even more festive fun? The Snow Globe Holiday Festival, powered by Enchant, is back at the Ballpark Commons beginning this Friday and running through December 30th. This holiday extravaganza is a must-see with festive lights, ice skating, I believe the world's largest Christmas tree that you can see from planes, and plenty of family-friendly activity. Axe MKE is embracing the folkloric traditions of the holiday season with its Krampus-themed pop-up. Starting tomorrow and running through the end of the year, Axe MKE will transform into Krampusnacht, a chilling winter wonderland with ominous decor. Krampus-inspired cocktails and mischievous games. It's sure to add a twist to your holiday celebration. The 3rd annual Blackety Black Holiday Market is taking place next Saturday, November 30th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Turner Hall. Presented by Hyphen, this event will showcase over 40 Black-owned businesses with a perfect gift for everyone on your list, even yourself, if you've been good. Just last week, the Veolia Open at the Baird Center brought top-tier pickleball action to Milwaukee. The event showcased competitive play and was a fantastic opportunity to witness the growing pickleball scene here in our city. And now, with Milwaukee County Parks unveiling 6 new public pickleball courts at West Milwaukee Park, there's a perfect spot to play and join in on the excitement. Speaking of the Milwaukee County Parks, the Milwaukee Parks Foundation and Molson Coors recently announced that their Cheers to Our Parks campaign has raised $530,000 in just 6 months. The campaign continues to help support Milwaukee's public parks, and the funds raised will help make the park system even better. Black Nativity by Langston Hughes returns for its 9th annual holiday production, December 5th through the 8th at the Wilson Theater at Vocal Hall. This timeless musical offer offers unique perspectives on the holiday season with joyous African drumming, gospel music, and more. It's a celebration of culture and community that you won't want to miss. Milwaukee's Hotel Month is just around the corner, running from January 13th to February 13th, and we want you to join us. Participating hotels are encouraged to offer discounts of 15 to 25%, driving visitors to our destination for 31 days of discounts, deals, and value-added packages. And I do believe we already have a little over 30 hotels signed up. And we have 22 museums signed up for museum days. For our museum partners, we're excited to welcome back Milwaukee Museum Days, which will take place during Hotel Month, and it will take place from January 23rd through February 2nd for 11 days of exploration, discovery, and fun. Together, these events will work to bring guests into our hotels, our museums, and of course, when they're here for those things, they're going to shop, they're going to eat, they're going to drink. We're hoping that you would consider participating. Please reach out to Monica Bullington at mbullington@milwaukee.org by the end of this week to learn how you can get involved. Be sure to tune in to the next installment of the Visit Milwaukee monthly webinar series on January 28th. We're going to take the month of December off as our senior staff share the highlights of a year in review and give you a sneak peek into what we have in store for 2025. Keep an eye out for an RSVP link coming soon to an inbox near you. So right now, I am going to introduce to you our first speaker. Taylor Reisdorf is with United Way, and over the past 2 weeks, Visit Milwaukee has participated in our annual United Way campaign. Each year, we hold this giving campaign complete with games, activities, prizes, and donations to help with our United Way campaign. This local nonprofit, it works to improve the quality of life for our most vulnerable residents. This year, we worked with Meta House, which works to end the generational cycle of addiction by healing women and strengthening families. Taylor was one of our guest speakers to kick off our campaign. And now on our final day of our campaign, there's still time to give, which I'm sure she'll explain. We want to turn it over to her to share some of the incredible work that she and her team do to make an impact in our community. She's an account manager. She fundraises in partnership with the public sector, education, and nonprofit organizations. And she has been with United Way since 2020. Taylor, why don't you take it away?
Thank you, Peggy. Good afternoon, all. I'm very grateful to be here to share some information about United Way's community impact and how you can plug in. So next slide, please. Over 100 local organizations receive programmatic funding and other kinds of support from United Way across Milwaukee, Waukesha, Washington, and Ozaukee counties. Last year, as this graphic indicates, we really did some amazing things together. Over 194,000 people were served by United Way funded programs and partnerships across our community. We're currently elevating 4 key initiatives that have community-changing goals with a 4-county impact. These are reducing barriers to employment and advancement, safe and stable homes, teen mental wellness, empowering minds, and Tequity. Reducing barriers to employment and advancement is about connecting people to stable, family-supporting careers. This initiative prioritizes education, training, and credentials, transportation, and collaboration with the criminal justice system for things like record expungements for nonviolent offenses and driver's license recoveries. So it's really looking at those barriers to employment and taking them away, getting rid of them, reducing them. Our goal through this initiative is for 15,000 people to be ready to start stable careers, having overcome those key employment barriers by 2029. Some of our partners in this work include the Benedict Center, Grand Avenue Club, My Way Out, Next Door, and Wisconsin Community Services. And in total, we're currently funding programs at 17 organizations through reducing barriers to employment and advancement. Safe and Stable Homes is about connecting people to stable housing, a place that they can call home. United Way has convened an advisory board of experts to examine all angles of homelessness, the root causes, the people affected, and proven solutions. Our goal is to end family homelessness in our 4-county footprint by 2025 while maintaining the system change that we've already instilled. Some of our partners in this work include the Guest House of Milwaukee, Impact Inc., the Legal Aid Society of Milwaukee, Maida House, and Pathfinders. And in total, we're currently funding programs at 25 organizations through this initiative. Last year, over 13,000 people were served by Safe and Stable Homes programs. And since this initiative's inception in 2020, we hit a really exciting milestone just a couple weeks ago that 30,000 families have been served by this initiative and the programs that it supports. Tequity is about connecting people to the digital world and bridging the digital divide. This initiative strives to ensure the digital equity and inclusion of every resident in our 4-county footprint through access to affordable broadband, skills training, but most importantly and specifically through device distribution. So our goal is to provide 50,000 computers to people who need them by 2027. And last year, over 1,500 computers were distributed through this initiative. Our newest key initiative is Teen Mental Wellness Empowering Minds. This initiative supports school-based youth mental health services and resources, and our goal is to elevate the mental wellness of 21,000 high school students by 2030. 9 local high schools are currently on the path to becoming Empowering Minds schools of distinction, thanks to United Way funding and collaboration. Last year, over 1,800 students were a part of our pilot program of this initiative in Milwaukee and Waukesha. And we've now expanded to all 4 counties with a variety of choice, charter, and public schools. I do hope you'll opt to support United Way. As Peggy mentioned, one way of doing so is a workplace giving campaign. So if you don't already, or if your workplace doesn't run a campaign, I do hope that you'll consider doing that. And United Way is really here to make it easy, fun, and successful. Whether your workplace runs the United Way campaign or not, the most powerful and immediate way you can support is through a donation. I do want to highlight that we have several donor networks: the Diversity Leadership Society, Pride United, Tech United, Emerging Leaders, Women United, Retire United, and Link, that really are focused on specific demographics of people with specific interests, and these all uplift specific initiatives, and they work to coordinate a variety of events in partnership with United Way staff. So these networks really allow for connection with like-minded individuals while being philanthropically active. And then volunteerism, as our tagline, Give, Advocate, Volunteer, suggests, is another really great way to get involved. So please consider volunteering at an upcoming event or bringing something to your workplace or community group. So we do have some Tequity laptop distribution events coming up. So the next one starts tomorrow, or this Thursday, which is not tomorrow. It's only Tuesday. But our first one is this Thursday, but then we are seeking volunteer support for that. And then the next one is slated for December 13th. So that's really here at United Way, distributing laptops to people who need them. And then we have a family-friendly meal packing volunteer opportunity called Winter Bites coming up, and that's taking place Saturday, December 7th. So that's something where your whole family can get involved, packing these meal kits that will be distributed to MPS students and our partner agencies. So making sure kids, when they're not at school, have food to sustain them through the holiday season. And then there are year-round volunteer opportunities, and these include supply drives and kit packing opportunities for our diaper bank or Mary Lou's Closet. So resources collected and or packed are distributed right back out to our partner agencies. So these are all ways to see, touch, and experience the impact of United Way. You can learn more and register for these events on our website. We really know at United Way that one organization can't solve our community's toughest challenges alone. So thank you again for your time and attention, and thank you for living united.
Thank you, Taylor, and thank you and your entire team for all you do to help make Milwaukee a better place to live, work, play, and of course, as we say, visit. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to turn it over to our performance marketing manager, Alex Zimdars. Alex is Visit Milwaukee's creative marketing manager, and she's celebrating her 5-year anniversary today. A funny story, she's actually the person who gave me my seniority as I started the day before her 5 years ago. We were just talking about that before the call. After completing her Bachelor of Science in Art at UW-Madison and her internship with the Wisconsin Union, Alex was a graphic designer for a promotional marketing company in Jackson, Wisconsin. There, she designed woven gift products for clients such as NASA, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and our very own Summerfest. She is a passionate creative who contributed to big ideas, to citywide campaigns like Visit Milwaukee's Giving Fest. Our theater district, she created the logo for that. And she designed our 414 Admirals warm-up jersey. When she's not out writing about how great Milwaukee is or helping with our TikToks, she spends time traveling, going to shows, usually in the theater district, and of course, going to Admirals games. She also is trying to keep her many Lego creations safe from her 2 cats. Today, she's going to share the latest stats and insights on an incredible summer for our city, sharing data from our partners at Zartico. We're going to hear about top visitor points of interest, spending trends, and so much more that'll give you a picture of how this year's busy summer translated to community-wide impact, and probably gain some insights as to how you can use this information to better market yourself through the busy season next year. Alex, take it away. Oh, sorry, really quick. If you do have any questions or comments, please put them in either the chat or the questions, and then we'll have Alex answer them at the end of the webinar. Alex, take it away.
Thank you, Peggy. Hello, everybody. I'm excited to share some of our data from the past year and this summer especially. We have some really unique data sets and it gave us a lot of insight into where visitors are going. So we're going to start with a high-level overview of visitation, then we're going to dive into 2 case studies, a quick summer recap, and then some takeaways and how we're using that in our marketing for Visit Milwaukee. First, I'm going to introduce you to Zartico. So Zartico is one of our data partners that we use. They use geolocation data based on cell phone IP addresses as well as credit card spending to track visitation, which they define a visitor as a device or card with a home address more than 60 miles from Milwaukee County. The data is then cleaned up through Zartico's data engine to filter out outliers such as college students or commuters to make sure that they're not getting woven into a visitor. And then that data is put into dashboards to help the visit team make informed decisions on things like target markets and content that resonates with our visitors. So these next 2 slides are from a brand new dashboard from Zartico called the Executive Pulse. It gives our team a bird's eye view of visitation and its impact on Milwaukee County. And we receive it once a month, but we're able to adjust the timing based on what our needs are. So here we have our top 5 visitor markets along with their average spend. The map on the right shows circles which are larger based on percentage of visitation and darker based on average spend. So you'll see here that Chicago has the largest circle because they're, but from January to October of this year, they were 19% of our visitation. But if you look, you can see that Madison and Des Moines have those darker circles, and that's because they have that higher average spend. Keep your eye on Iowa. We'll be back to them later. This slide is one of Claire, our VP of Advocacy and Communications, favorite slides. Zartico spend data allows us to see visitor impact on major categories within our destination. So to use attractions as an example, these percentages show you, so if we see 38% of all attraction spend came from visitors, that means for every $100 spent at an attraction, 38 of those dollars was spent by a visitor. That's huge. That's showing that visitors are coming, that they're spending money in market. I also want to highlight that 43% of all visitor spend from January to October was spent at businesses with merchant codes that are most likely to contain local businesses. For example, restaurant merchants are included, but fast food is filtered out. Now we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We have 2 case studies. We're starting with the weekend of July 25th through the 28th. If you were in town that weekend, you know that it was hoppin'. Between Harley-Davidson Homecoming, the Air and Water Show, German Fest, Brewfest, Tejano American Fest, the Pabst Theater hosting the Christian Yelich charity concert, and the Brewers being in town, it was a little bit bananas all over the board. So here's a quick overview of the visitor breakdown from that weekend. Most notably, 43% of all visitor spending that week was spent locally, and then our hotel occupancy was at an 89.5%. So that shows that people were coming into town, they were staying here, and they were spending here during that weekend. We saw a high turnout from our typical drive markets. You can see all those overlapping circles, but we were excited to see visitors popping up from around the country to celebrate with us that weekend. 6 of our top 10 visitor origin markets were from out of state, representing visitors from Illinois, Iowa, and Minnesota. Our highest percentage of visitors came from the Chicago DMA with nearly 20%, but Des Moines Ames outshone the rest with an impressive $107 average visitor spend that weekend. And when they came, they explored everywhere. This is a time-lapse visualization representing device movement within Milwaukee County for the duration of the weekend. Every dot you see is a visitor. The red dots represent an out-of-state visitor, the blue dots represent an in-state visitor, and the white clusters represent high-density visitation in a specific area. This is a time lapse, so it's a 2-hour window starting at midnight on the 25th and going all the way through the end of the 28th, 11:59 p.m. You can see how visitors are all over the place. My favorite is when the boats pop in and out, and you can see that they're really exploring our entire county. Now we're going to move into more of a meetings-focused case study, Connect Marketplace. This powerhouse convention boasted 3,000 attendees with over 200 exhibitors, all in the meetings and conventions and visitor bureau industry. The dates of Connect Marketplace, again doing that sort of high overview, recorded the highest average visitor spending at attractions among all the dates that we analyzed this summer. 58% of visitor spending for these dates was allocated to that category. Again, meaning that for every $100 spent at attractions during August 27th to the 29th, $58 of that was contributed by visitors. With destination sales executives and meeting planners from around the country, we can see that the industry professionals traveled from far and wide during the dates of Connect. It's important to note that this map represents all of the visitation during the dates of Connect and not just Connect attendees, which is why we still see that really strong overlap from our drive market, but we do have a notable increase in those flight markets that we can link to the hosting of this event. This visualization, which I like to call the firework, but I think is technically called a starburst, it highlights Baird Center and its impact on the destination during these 3 days, showing the movement observed from Baird Center during these days. So the thickness of the line directly correlates with devices detected at Baird Center and that at another POI during the dates of the convention. So while we can't for sure say that every single person that was at Baird Center was a convention attendee, it's safe to assume that the majority of these are. We saw really strong cross visitation across all of our POI categories, including 64% at accommodations, 35% at retail, 29% at sports POIs, and 23% at attractions. Our event and visitor experience teams work tirelessly to ensure that our attendees know what Milwaukee has to offer and then actually get out and explore our city when they're interacting with our volunteers and all of those groups to make sure that people know that there's more than just what's in their hotel or at the Baird Center. And this shows in this graph right here is how much visitors understand what Milwaukee has to offer. Overall, this summer was an incredible one. Over the course of the 3 months, we saw an impressive 73.1% of visitors from out of state. We also saw significant visitor spending throughout our entire county, most of which was supported our locally owned businesses through our destination category. So what do we do with all this data now that we have it, besides have a webinar for all of you? Our next step was to look at our digital marketing campaign attributions and see if they corroborate these findings. So I told you to keep Iowa in mind. Based on a report from our marketing partner, Epsilon, which we run digital display advertising through, we can see that the Des Moines DMA continues to over-index for spend versus visitation. That means while they might not boast the same percentage of visitation as our friends to the south, they are small but mighty. The chart on your screen is tracking visitor spend by feeder markets based on visitors who were served a Visit Milwaukee ad. So when you see the difference in numbers here, these aren't just general visitors. These are visitors who saw an ad on their phone, on their computer, wherever, and then showed up in market. These numbers are tracked based on IP addresses and credit card spend, and it demonstrates an impressive showing from the Des Moines visitor with an average spend of $424 per visitor. Now, these are reporting the visitors who we targeted in our ads, but the same over-indexing can be seen in our everyday spending as well. In this map pulled by Zartico, we're at the circles again. This represents January through September of this year. We can see the same notable spend from urban areas in Iowa. They've emerged as a top 5 origin market for us, often surpassing larger regions like Minneapolis, St. Paul. Visitors from Iowa, again, are spending more. In this graph, the Chicago bubble was $202 average visitor spend versus the $228 we're seeing in Des Moines. And I believe that the Davenport area was actually even a little bit higher. With this high spending, Iowa visitors are becoming vital to Milwaukee's tourism economy and are central to our marketing plans. We're looking at ways to get really creative and meet Iowans where they're at to make sure that they know everything Milwaukee has to offer and continue to visit at a higher rate. Thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A. Otherwise, you can always reach out to me directly.
All right, Alex, I'm going to ask Josh to come on as well. We do have a few questions in the chat that we want to talk about. So it says, where do you get the data for how much visitors are spending at restaurants? Alex, do you want to answer that one?
Sure. So all of Zartico's data is housed within Zartico. So they have credit card partners, and they're able to track when you swipe at a credit card. So what's kind of bittersweet about it is that is just credit card spending. So if you're paying cash or anything like that, it's not being tracked. So we can guesstimate what that might be, but these are the hard numbers of credit card spend and how much of that can be attributed to visitors.
And then Josh, any ideas for attracting guests to the brewery district? The Starburst didn't touch that area.
Yeah, just first a reminder that just because a Starburst doesn't touch that area or maybe as thick of a line or as many dots as you might see on those graphs doesn't mean that people didn't attend those areas. What we're tracking are cell phone pings within those areas. So if people go to those areas, they have to ping. If you didn't have a cell phone with you, you're not pinging. So there's lots of variables that we have to keep in mind. However, to draw more people to the brewery district, obviously we partner heavily with a lot of the businesses over there, along with the hotels that are in that area. We were just there last night at Amped doing some karaoke with a group of MNC planners. So as the district grows with more restaurants, more opportunities, more businesses, more attractions, the amount of walkers, residents, people, everybody grows, and we'll attract more there. We do think there is an element of the historic nature of the district. So tapping into those historic lovers, not just beer, but just historic architecture, history of our city, and we'll be looking at growing that in the coming year.
And I also think too, when you look at it, like Josh said, right now we're here, we've got guests staying at the Brewhouse Inn and Suites, as well as going to Amped last night. So anytime that you're choosing to piggyback on the marketing we're doing, and just a reminder, every single week we send out a newsletter and it tells you where we're marketing to, who we're marketing to, so that you can jump on and amplify that message within your own individual restaurant, your own attraction, whatever you want to do. And what we've seen is that's really helped in sharing data with the state. So when Josh came to his first governor's conference on tourism, what we noticed was that we weren't driving the same visitation from, just say, Minneapolis, didn't even crack our top 10, but they saw that Minneapolis was the #1 driver of visitation to Wisconsin. So we started piggybacking on what they were doing so that they would see not just Wisconsin, then they would see Milwaukee as well. So those are some of the things, and we're always open to have a conversation with any of you to specifically talk about your business and how you can partner with us to piggyback on that marketing. The question was, any media outlets in Iowa that have been receptive to pitching from Milwaukee? And it said for Chicago, perhaps. We did do a pitch to Chicago. I was on 3 of their morning shows one day. I took the train down to Chicago. Our team had set it up. So I talked about all of the exciting summer things that were happening shortly before the RNC came to town. It is a good idea for us to target Iowa as well. I know that Ian has been to Chicago several times pitching as well. Sometimes it's not on TV. It might be just pitching to their journalists to talk to people. Alex, were you going to add something?
I think Ian actually did go to Iowa at one point as well, last year, I believe, around Good Things Brewing. And we've been airing our shows like Good Things Brewing and our social advertising as well in Iowa.
Yeah, that's the other thing we did. The creation of the TV show was really to expand our brand and show people Milwaukee from a different lens and not through direct advertising. Because, some people, well, we know one of the biggest trends, and all of you, I'm sure, have seen from Top Chef, which is some information we'll be sharing soon to the greater public about what kind of traffic hosting Top Chef did. TV travel, following TV shows is a huge trend. And even though Good Things Brewing didn't have, millions of viewers, it had hundreds of thousands of viewers, we still saw some direct impact from that as well. Josh, anything you want to add?
Yeah, no, we'll just be calling out Iowa specifically and Minneapolis for our media outlets is definitely a focus in 2025. We already have plans to begin doing some activations and promotions in the Minneapolis market in 25. So all of our partners should stay tuned to those plans. There'll be great opportunity for our partners to be involved with that. That'll be coming up next May. So stay tuned. We'll have some more information in the coming months about how everybody can be involved, and definitely reaching out directly to the media and residents in the Minneapolis-St. Paul market.
And anytime you can help amplify our message by sharing our social media, especially if it's something that is featuring one of your businesses, make sure you do that. The more eyes we get on it, the more people then look at everything else that Milwaukee has to offer and are more inclined to come and visit. We use many different data partners. We also use tourism economics. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Both of them measure differently. The good things that we do see are that the information we're seeing is similar, even though it's doing its measurement through different ways. Some is through credit card spend, some is through cell phone pings. And when Josh said cell phone pings, if you turn off your notification or your, what is it on your phone?
Your geolocation.
Your location. Yeah. And it's becoming harder actually, for those of you who are iPhone users. Now an app will say, do you want to have location services always on or only when using app? And a lot of people are clicking that only when using app. So that may be where you're starting to see that. Or if there's not service, those types of things, it bumps in there. So all of these are estimations and sample sizes, which we can always give more information on. But yeah, that's how it's all done.
Yeah. We got a question. Is it possible to volunteer with any of the video productions around Milwaukee? And I'm not sure exactly what that means. Are you?
Yeah, definitely. If it's about being a volunteer to be in the video productions or our photo shoots, we are always looking for models. We have a great program that Alex actually helped get established for us, where people can sign up to be a model at those shoots. That's the easiest way to be a volunteer and be a part of them. If you're looking to be a part of them from the production side, on the opposite side of the camera, definitely reach out to us and we can explore opportunities for you in the future.
And like I said, make sure that you're looking at that weekly insights, beyond just the letter at the top. Every single department talks about what we're doing in and out of market every single week. So where you can plug yourself in. If we're doing a promotion, much like Hotel Month and Museum Days, those are specifically targeted, but we do that throughout. So you'll see emails that talk about, if we're doing a City of Festivals campaign, that doesn't just mean that we're promoting the festivals, we're promoting the entire city around coming to a festival. So know that those are always opportunities to lock in with what we're doing. And, if there is someone who wants to add some financial weight to it, then we can spend more money as to what we're doing.
That's a really good note regarding Hotel Month. This year, we're adding an extra level where we are encouraging partners to offer coupons, restaurant partners or sports partners or any of those things to entice visitors further. So while Hotel Month's focus is those hotel stays, as you all know, everybody loves a deal. So if you're a hotelier or a restaurateur, or you have a retail store and you're interested in offering discounts around those same January 13th or February 13th times, you can reach out to Monica.
And I will tell you, having been in the hotel business, and as my team says, I always say for 20 years, that, we all know that January and February are typically slower months in the city. We do thankfully have a lot of our weekends packed with youth sports at the Baird Center, as well as throughout the city. but you're never going to be busy enough. So offering anything free, you know, a free drink, buy a drink, get a free drink. It's usually couples or families that are coming, may be the difference that entices them to come to your restaurant or to your museum or to see your show. All of those things are really, really important when guests come. We always notice anytime you mention the word free, it automatically put emphasis on the program that was happening. Well, great. Well, thank you very much. You're going to get 20 minutes back in your day. I appreciate all of your time. Alex, thank you for putting that all of that data into a digestible information for all of our partners to enjoy. If you want a copy of this, just reach out to us. And again, for anyone who has any questions regarding you know, how you can piggyback on what we're doing, feel free to reach out to any of us on this call. And then finally, Taylor, thank you so much for all you do for United Way. And don't forget, we're still in the middle of the United Way campaign. Give what you can give. Everyone have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.